Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, here on Orpheus Plays. You like that little spinny thing? Anyway, hi, how you doing? We're playing Blade and Sorcery today on the PC, and boy, do I have something special to talk to you about today. I have discovered, I think I've discovered the secret to immortality. That's right. Your old pal Orpheus has done it, and I'll tell you all about it today in our episode. So let's get things survival mode today. 3 things come out. I choose one. I kill everything that I see that comes out after that. The waves get harder, and there we go. Let's get things going here with the Danish dagger. That does not look like a Danish. It looks much sharper than something you'd eat for breakfast. But what the hell? Let's get things going right now. Let's see if we can find our first victim for our first traditional slow motion kill of the day. Here he comes right now. Let's give him a big warm welcome and toss a dagger right at him. Oh, God, that's awful. Oh, God. I don't know my own strength. So there we go with that out of the way. Let's give him another stab just for fun. Here, into the Brad with you. You can go into the Brad pit. Yeah, so with that out of the way, let's get to today's topic. Now, like I said, and like the title suggests, your old pal Orpheus here has figured out, I think, the secret to immortality. And it's a lot simpler than you might think, okay? So, let's define what I'm talking about here. Okay, she was just like, and I'm done. So let's define what I'm talking about here. When I'm talking about immortality, okay, I'm talking about you go on forever, right? You never die. You're unlike these people. You never die. You'll never get older. You'll never age. You'll never die. Well, the thing about those last ones, you'll never age, I don't think that's necessary for immortality, right? I think that aging is a natural process, and so that's pretty cool. You just keep getting older and keep getting more experience, right? Well, so in order to have immortality, you just got to have that little stipulation of you never die, okay? Well, how do you achieve that? Well, with today's technology, you're expecting me to go into some long thing where I'm talking about all you need to do is take these supplements and all you need to do is go ahead and work out a certain way and deprive yourself of oxygen. And while those are viable things that you can do, there are supplements like NAD plus and NAC and metformin and all sorts of different things that you can take. NMN is another one. Plus all sorts of, there's a billionaire who's spending millions of dollars a year to de-age himself, right? And so he's doing things like depriving himself of oxygen during, certain times of the day. And he's replacing part of his blood with younger blood from his son, and he's doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And he's taking all these supplements too, right? Well, what if the supplements were overdoing it, huh? How about that? What if all of those efforts that we have, and I love this thing. Play little green acres on their asses, yes! But, it's always, you could do all those things. You could take all those supplements, you could, do all the working out for 6 hours a day, and it's, basically the idea is you reclaim every hour that you get, that you spend trying to not age. You end up being, you just live that much longer. Okay, well, I am a person who ages pretty good. My people apparently age pretty well. And so I still look about 10, 15 years younger than I actually am. And that's kind of a blessing, right? Well, it can also be a curse because people think that I'm a lot younger than I am. And so they assume that I'm less experienced than I am. Oh, did I get her? Yes, I did. Ooh, let's fork her up. Nope, is she dead? No, she's not. Fork! You are forked so hard, lady. Can I catch her? Oh, yes! And she took my fork. Come here. I need that. I need my pitchfork. You can do all that stuff, but I think that's a little bit too much, right? When we're talking about immortality and we're talking about living forever, I think it's oh, not for that guy. I think it's simpler than that. And lame. I want you to really think about it. I want you to really think about it. Immortality can be gained through a lot of different ways. And one of the biggest ways, I think, is to create. Ooh, red hat poker. Oh, God. One of those ways is to create, okay? Did I just tap him and he died? Oh, let's give him another one. But when you create things, you become immortal. Because I want you to think, people that you know, well, okay, names that you know, like Plato and Aristotle and Newton and Shakespeare and Einstein and we can go on and on and on. At some point, Stephen King, right? He's going to be immortal. But why? Because people remember. People remembering you makes you immortal, whether you like it or not. It's always a goal that humans have, that mankind has. We want to be there forever, don't we? Right? There's a joke that they have in Doctor Who, the episode with Agatha Christie. They go and, printing in the year 5 billion or whatever, and Agatha Christie is still a popular writer because of immortality. She is essentially immortal because of that, okay? And you say to yourself, well, that's kind of lame. I want to live forever. Well, okay. Unfortunately, unless you're a vampire, blah, blah, you're not going to be living forever. Or a Highlander, whatever, right? You're not going to be just around for the rest of time. Well, then you got to supplement that with something else. I did a video a while ago about how I want to be frozen when I die, okay? And that is, it's one way of achieving or at least approaching immortality, right? You get yourself frozen when you die. The idea is you come back at some point when they can cure whatever disease that you had, whether it's aging as a disease itself, or whether it's cancer or a heart attack or whatever. The idea is they bring you back. And people always think that I'm nuts for thinking that. Okay, but I want to give you an idea. Having a non-zero chance of coming back from the dead is better than a zero chance, isn't it? But that's not the immortality I'm talking about. It's creating. It's being able to have a body of work, not necessarily even a body of work, but something that you leave behind that's going to last on forever. And I don't mean, the rest of time, like in, the rest of the universe before it dies of heat death. No, I'm talking, civilization will have something of you left over forever. Okay? And I think, for me, ooh, that was so clean. And I think for me, that is this YouTube channel, right? No matter how long I keep making videos, no matter how long or how old I get, how long I get? Wow. No matter how old I get, calm down, everybody. No matter how old I get, no matter how much the Alzheimer's gets me or whatever, there's still going to be that part of me that is here on the web. Hundreds of videos of me just talking about nonsense, right? Talking about things that I've done in my life, talking about silly things that I've eaten and places that I've gone, and like experiences with the people that I've dated and everything. Makes me immortal. And I know, again, you're thinking, well, but I want to live forever. Well, let's be realistic. How are you going to live forever if not in the minds and memories of other people, right? If you have the ability to make people remember you far after you're gone, well, then you have built something called a legacy. Not necessarily, though, the way that you might think in terms of building a family. The legacy that you build by doing something creating, right? Whether it's a song or whether it's a book or poetry or painting or sculpting or whatever you do, whether it's, YouTube videos like this, you are leaving a legacy behind of things to remember about you, okay? And I think that's really awesome. I think it's a concept that we need to consider, and that every single one of you go out there and try to create something, right? So that maybe you don't have kids, maybe you don't have a family per se right now, maybe your friends aren't even around anymore, maybe you're just all by yourself. And why would you want to leave a legacy? Well, because every single human being on this planet is important, whether you think so or not. In their own way, every person here is important. Every person here who's listening to this, any person who's not listening to this, anyone who's ever existed, has been an important person to the scale of the universe, to the scale of this planet. To give everyone's life meaning means that you give life itself meaning. And so, what's the secret to immortality, Orpheus? It is to create. It is to be something else, to leave something behind. And whether that's a kid and you have generations of people going forward, whether that's a YouTube video where you talk about your stupid life, or whether it's just writing down your thoughts in a diary, you never know. Those words in that diary could be published someday, and they could start a religion off of what you thought and what you wrote down right now. So, anyway, that's my little blurb on immortality. I figured it out, and I've shared the secret with you. Pass it on to everybody else. Create. Go out there and be something. Except, you don't have to be a superhero. You don't have to be a world leader. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Anyway, be good. Do good. And treat yourself well, because you absolutely do deserve it. We'll see you on the next one. Bye!